Hey guys, it's Bradley. Welcome to the channel, Port Gentleman. On this channel, I do all sort of home brewing related projects. I like to focus on my brew tools equipment and other high-end home brewing equipment, but I am not limited to that by any means. I love to do DIY stuff, and I also like just practical brewing related projects. I really think it's awesome. I love to think outside of the box and solve problems. If that sounds like content you'd like to, well, watch, please subscribe. It really helps me out, guys. I've checked my analytics, and honestly, only 30% of the people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. You saw the title. Today we're talking about oxygenation. This is something that there are a million videos, well, not a million, but there's a ton of videos about on the internet, how to oxygenate your wort, and they are all revolving around these red cylinders or the green medical grade cylinders with the wand and the regulator. Guys, there is a completely better solution to this, honestly. It's slightly more costly. I got mine for 50 bucks. It's an oxygen generator. You may have seen these, your grandparents may have these, or someone else that's sick or has a horrible disease. I'm really, really sorry for those people, by the way. But yeah, I got mine used. It's medical waste. I spent about $50 on it. They range from say $50 to $500, fully refurbished. You can buy a brand new one for thousands. But check Facebook Marketplace, check Craigslist. You should be able to find one that works. A good way to test it is just to kind of, if you hear an alarm that doesn't turn off, it's bad, and check the hours. A high hour machine should be worth less money. I saw a lot of them here around Los Angeles wanting about 300 bucks. So you can definitely get one. If you do a lot of high gravity brewing, that's the main reason why you'd want this for higher gravity beers. The yeast needs all the help it can get. Yeast nutrients and lots of oxygen to really, help it go. I imagine if you're doing seltzers, you really want to oxygenate. And that's kind of what led me to this, is I'm working on a seltzer project. Oxygenating is super important. I'm not going to go into great detail, guys. There's so many videos. I just want to show you the new way I'm doing it, and how honestly I think if you're any way serious about home brewing, you should consider there's a lot of other benefits as well, which I'll get to in a minute. All right, let's jump right into my very scientific process. Research it, mash it, boil it, ferment it, drink it, analyze it, share it. Home brewing is good. The machine I'm going to use today is the Milwaukee MW600 dissolved oxygen meter. These things are great. There's more expensive ones that are easier to calibrate, but for as much as I use it, I think this one's perfect, guys. I've been using a lot in my mash process and then post after fermentation to try and better understand what oxygen is doing in my brewery and how it works. I've not shared those findings yet because truthfully, I don't fully understand what's going on in my brewery yet. I'm going to drop some affiliate links below for the Milwaukee dissolved oxygen meter. If you're in any way interested in figuring out how much oxygen you have in solution in your process, I highly recommend this. For the money, I think it's hard to beat. All right, guys, so I've quickly devised a kind of experiment, the first of two, to show you exactly what I'm talking about with oxygenation. So this water has been sitting for quite a while. We'll drop in the probe and let that go. We'll see how much water dissolves in there. This is my beloved Brew Tools Oxygenation Stone. This one is actually hooked up to an air pump, just like a fish tank. I'm gonna let that run for several minutes to try and get some oxygen into this water just from the atmosphere alone, and we'll see what that can do for us. See, the control water is settled out about 4.7 grams per liter of dissolved oxygen within the water. So let this guy go a little bit longer and let it bubble away. It's exciting content. All right, this guy has stabilized my control at 4.1 milligrams per liter. It's been 5 minutes. So I'm gonna pull out this air pump and put in the probe, and we'll see what kind of oxygen we got. So we managed to get a little bit of oxygen in there, 5.7 milligrams per liter. I've seen a little bit higher if I go longer, but I think that's real world as to what I was getting before when I would use an air pump if I say was out of oxygen cylinders. All right, next, we're gonna hit it with the oxygen generator. All right, the oxygen generator is going. I apologize for the noise in the background. I have it set about 3 liters per minute. It's a little bit more flow, so I'll let the oxygen generator run for a few minutes, maybe 1-2 minutes, versus the little over 5 minutes that they'll let the air pump run for. All right, it's been about 1.5 minutes since I put this in. Let's see how much oxygen we've managed to get into solution. Take that out. All right, so after a minute and 30 seconds, I'm at 18.1 or so milligrams per liter of oxygen dissolved in solution. That's a massive amount compared to just the air pump or the control. So that absolutely works. Obviously, some of the gas does come out of solution, but you get the idea. This definitely gets the job done. I've got one more very scientific test that involves fire. We're going to do that one next. All right, guys, so last little experiment. We're going to try something kind of fun here. I don't really smoke cigars. Fucking nasty. All right, guys, so I'm not a smoker of stogies. Obviously, you could tell. I don't know how to hold it or what to do with it. But this should be interesting. So, it's a really bad cigar, too. But if I blow on this guy, nothing much happens. I could blow on this guy all day with all my hot air and not set fire to it. But give it the pure oxygen, and it's just going to rage. All right, so before I set my beard on fire or burn down the brewery, guys, remember, this has been Bradley. Thank you so much for watching. Home brewing is good, and I'll see you real soon. All right, so most of these oxygen condensing units use like a molecular sieve. There's basically some cylinders full of this material, and they apply pressure like pistons, and they separate stuff out, and the oxygen molecules come out, and you get pure oxygen from atmosphere. That's a very high level kind of reason for how they work, guys. I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a chemist, but I do understand it. I just can't explain it very well. So watch another video if you really want to know how this stuff works. So guys, these machines are on wheels. They typically open up so you can service them. They're kind of daunting once you get inside and look at them. I opened mine up and I won't be doing that again. There's a lot going on in there, stuff I don't fully understand. They're quite heavy, so if you're looking at shipping one that might be expensive, mine is a 5 liter per minute machine. I think it's per minute. That has an adjustable gauge on it that goes up to 4, but I believe this one maxes out at 5. It's not good to run them at full tilt, but for as long as you're going to use it when you're brewing, you can run it wide open. I don't think you're going to have any issues at all. As far as storing these devices, you really want to make sure that you store them in a kind of dry place, like not your garage. You don't want them somewhere where it's damp. That's going to hurt actually the molecular sieve that's inside of there and cause that to degrade quicker. So things to be looked for if you're buying a used one. All right, one of the other benefits, guys, is high oxygen orgasms. There's something about just a high oxygen orgasm that is great. Oh, yeah. So that's another benefit, guys. You haven't thought of it. But if you have this machine, I mean, you get these on Amazon, link below, 100 foot of hose, run it from the brewery into the bedroom, and just have a good old time. Because you don't always have to oxygenate your beer. You could oxygenate your blood. All right, guys, another use for this thing is also for hangovers. Back 10 years ago, oxygen bars were a huge thing. Well, now when you have this device in your brewery, you have an instant hangover remedy right in your house. You get this and something greasy, you're good to go. I mean, just pure oxygen right into your nose is just, I'm onto something here, gentlemen. I really think I'm onto something here. It absolutely is, well, awesome. All right, so what do you guys think? Are you gonna try to get one of these devices on your own? Are you gonna keep using your red sissy cylinders? You think I'm onto something? Have I just blown your mind? Mine was blown. This absolutely is gonna work for me. It's something I'm gonna continue to do. I'm never gonna have to purchase oxygen again. And for me, as a long-term home brewer, I think that's an awesome thing. And there's also those other benefits we talked about. High oxygen orgasms. All right, guys, this has been Bradley. Remember, home brewing is good. I'll see you real soon. Just burn it. Yeah, that's dangerous. Really, this is not smart.